Hi, I'm going to talk a little bit about security cameras in public places and why I think they're important to have. There's a lot of people out there today that feel like their privacy is being invaded, like the government is trying to have their nose in every single thing we do. And I understand that point and respect that. But the fact of the matter is, security cameras have been proven in the past and will be proven uh, to solve crimes, to prevent criminals from acting on certain crimes that they may be plotting, but they decide not to go forward with it because they know they're being watched, and the chances of them being caught are pretty high. So, just that sense of security alone helps a lot, and then the fact that you have criminals that have been brought to justice in the past because of security cameras, right there alone, should win the argument. But this doesn't change the opinion of a lot of people today. Here's a camera. It's just on the street corner, and it looks like there's some pedestrians around, a lot of vehicles. Looks like a pretty high traffic place. There could be a crime that happened there with no witnesses, and that camera footage alone would be able to help detectives figure out who the perpetrator was and bring that criminal to justice. If he got away with that, what's going to happen? He's going to eventually end up committing another crime, murder, rape, burglary, whatever the case may be. The security camera alone could save lives. uh, I'm going to shed a little bit of light on how cameras can be beneficial. There are a lot of schools that are starting to put cameras up in their hallways. Sadly, there's been a lot of school shootings within the last few decades, and that is probably one of the most tragic things that could ever happen, especially knowing that there could have been something to prevent that. I'm not saying security cameras are foolproof and they'll stop terrorists or criminals from acting on violent crimes, but it is going to be somewhat of a deterrent rather than it not have anything there at all. The New York Times says the police department, however, maintains that cameras were responsible for a 35% reduction in crime in public housing soon after their installation in public spaces there. There's some facts that 35% of crime has gone down just because of cameras being placed up, in places there it didn't used to be, and that's going to be a deterrent automatically. There's proof that that is a deterrent. Some places it may be less effective, but that's just chances that I think the government or the state, the city should be willing to take, spend the extra money, have some extra security for the city, for the civilians. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about crimes that have been solved because of cameras. There's countless numbers of crimes in the past that have been solved because there was camera footage around. If there wasn't any of that footage, there probably would be a lot more criminals walking the streets today. There have been countless numbers of crimes that have been solved thanks to ATM cameras. The ATM cameras sometimes catch a crime happening across the street. It had nothing to do with the ATM, but just because that camera was there, that footage alone might have, you know, either saved somebody's life or brought that perpetrator to justice. John Tierney quoted a Dr. Lawrence W. Sherman, director of the Jerry Lee Center of Criminology at the University of Pennsylvania. Surveillance cameras have certainly helped solve some crimes. Murderers and robbers have been caught thanks to cameras at ATMs, but we haven't done that sort of randomized control trials to tell what effect they have on deterring crime or detecting offenders. It is true you're not going to completely know the percentage of what crimes were deterred because a camera was there, but I know that the chances of a crime happening when a camera is not present, it's common sense. It's going to be a lot higher. Um, Also, I'm going to talk a little about the privacy deal. There are a lot of people that think, I guess, feel that they poke their nose in public, or they're wearing something horrible that day. They don't want to be caught on camera, or they don't want to feel like someone's just staring at them. But nobody's going to post any embarrassing pictures of a person on Facebook or to the media if you're not doing anything wrong. So, just the simple fact that you're a little paranoid and, might think that the government's being invasive, or someone's going to see you on the news, I think that compared to, crimes, criminals getting away with crimes because of the cameras, I think that outweighs the little petty nonsense that I feel like a lot of people carry in their heads. But like I said before, I respect that. That people want their privacy, just like I want my privacy. But at the same time, I want to feel safe. I want my family to be safe, and not having any cameras around is a scary thing to think about.